So now today we will talk about the Coriolis force. This is one of the important factor in geography when we discuss the direction of the winds. So how does Coriolis force affect the wind direction in the geography because the rotation of Earth? So first of all, Coriolis force is a pseudo force. It is not something which affects the speed of the wind. It will just affect the direction of the wind. uh, it is similar to the centripetal force and centrifugal force, if you have heard. So those are also a pseudo forces. So what happens here is Coriolis force is because of the rotation of Earth. But from the geography perspective, we need to learn some fact with respect to Coriolis force. So we already know, if this is Earth, this is equator, these are poles. Now, Earth always rotates from west to east. So this direction you can consider. And now, what happens? Let's say Earth is the air is going in this direction. If it is in northern hemisphere, so this is northern hemisphere, this is southern hemisphere. If it is not in northern hemisphere, we have seen a property of air to deflecting in one particular direction. This is because of the Coriolis force. So one thing we need to remember, that in the north, when we go into the northern hemisphere, it will always deflect the air towards the right. See, in geography, we need not to learn about the physics of the Coriolis force. We just need to learn about the properties of the Coriolis force. So, if the air is moving in the northern hemisphere, there will be a deflection in the right direction. If it is moving in the southern hemisphere, then it will deflect towards the left of it. So, northern hemisphere, right deflection, southern hemisphere, left. Now, if we talk about the wind system, this is our Earth. Now, this is equator. Now, this is subtropical high. This is subpolar low, and these are the poles. So this is tropical low, this is subtropical high, this is subpolar low, this is polar high. Now we learned that the wind system in the Earth moves from high pressure to the lower pressure. So wind will try to come from high pressure to lower pressure, but because we learned the property that if it is in northern hemisphere, it will try to deflect it towards the right direction. So it will not move in this direction, rather it will move in this direction. So all the air which wants to come in this direction will move like this. So eventually we will be finding the air system like this. These are all also called easterlies or trade winds. Now this is the high, subtropical high. So also some of the air will be going towards the low pressure in this direction. So some of the air will go in this direction. Now what will be the right of this one? Right of this one will be this. So some of the air you will see will be flowing in this direction. These are called westerlies. So this is one of the property of the wind system, that the names of these like easterlies, westerlies are always kept from the direction of their flow. Even in case of uh, land breeze and sea breeze, you can see the air flowing from the land is called land breeze, air flowing from the sea is called sea breeze. Similarly, so it is kind of a origin we are talking about, origin. And similarly in this case we are also talking about the origin. So origin is east direction, origin is west direction, that is why it is like that. Now from high pressure also there will be some air coming, so it will again turn into the east direction, so again there will be easterlies. Similarly in the southern hemisphere, what we learn, if the air is coming, so they will deflect towards the left side. Air is going towards the low pressure, from high pressure it will move towards the left direction, so it will move like this, this, this. This is again a easterly. Similar to this, it will move towards the left, that is why these are westerlies. Again coming to the pole, again movement will be in the left direction. These are again easterlies. So we have learned about the wind system in the earth with the help of Coriolis force. Now one peculiar phenomena about the cyclones. So what will be the direction of the cyclone in the northern hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere? Consider this is as a low pressure and we are in the northern hemisphere. So from high pressure the air will move in high pressure. Okay, now we have learned the phenomena that if it is in northern hemisphere, it will deflect towards the right direction. It will deflect like this one deflect like this one deflect like this one deflect like this. So what is this direction? This is anti-clockwise. If you are in southern hemisphere, what will happen? This is low pressure, this is high pressure again. It will move towards the left direction, left direction, left direction. So what is this direction? This is clockwise. So we have learned a new thing, that if it is in northern hemisphere, the cyclone will always move in the anti-clockwise direction. If we are in the southern hemisphere, the cyclone will always move in the clockwise direction. And also one thing important about the Coriolis force is that if the speed of rotation of the earth is higher, then the Coriolis force is less. So Coriolis force is inversely proportional to the speed of earth. And we always know the speed of earth is, if we see, these are poles, this is equator. So equator, the speed of the earth will be maximum. Rotation of speed of earth will be maximum at the equator, and it will be minimum at pole. So deflection due to Coriolis force will be maximum at pole and minimum at equator. We all know that the velocity in the circular system is r omega. So because this earth is moving with the constant omega is angular velocity, and r is the distance from the center. So in this system, if we see from the upside, we are looking from the earth from the upside, and if we see what is the omega here, so omega is omega is also omega here, just if we see point just near to the pole, because at the pole angular speed will be there, but the velocity will be 0. Let's say it's a very small r dash, this is a big R, so but the omega is constant for the both. So where will be the velocity more? Velocity equator will be much greater than velocity pole. Hence Coriolis force at equator will be much less than Coriolis force at pole. This is another phenomena which we need to remember. So I think that's it for the Coriolis force and the wind system.